Okay. All right. So today we have Tony here, one of our massage therapists, who's going to share a little bit about his day job, his full-time job as a guidance counselor for Tech Connections Academy, which is an online school. So with all of our public schools transitioning to an online platform and that being a wild new frontier for everybody, we thought Tony would have some valuable insights to help parents and kids be as effective and as efficient as possible in this new online environment that they are now learning in. So, Tony, thanks for joining us today. And what valuable insights might you have to share? I know you have a couple.
Yeah, I do have a few. So typically with a lot of like the new students that are coming to Tech, I'll usually have like some tips that I start right from the bat, just to kind of suggest, because most students, it's the new like a new setting that they've never actually been in before. Typically they're used to their brick and mortar sit down, but now they're having to somehow navigate transitioning into a virtual setting. So one of the first ones I'll mention is having like a set space, something that's kind of away from any kind of loud areas where like they can get any kind of hindrance where people are talking and things like that, just so they can get focused. So have like a desk somewhere so they can kind of set up and do their work. The second is having like a fixed schedule, having like some sort of a calendar, whether they write it down, whether it be in their phone, just so they have like a set schedule in order to kind of have that from day to day. Otherwise, like they can just be like, oh, I'm going to do work from this time to this time. And a lot of times they won't kind of like stay structured that way. The third one is just making sure that you kind of like help them with knowing like they need to take care of themselves past academics. Like a lot of times they'll kind of just get too fixated on doing schoolwork and then get overwhelmed. So having that time for self-care, whether it be whatever they're interested in, music, games, movies, whatever it is, making sure that they kind of keep that in mind to split up the day and still kind of like have that piece of themselves throughout the day.
Perfect. So we got a set space, a written schedule with a little bit of structure, and at-home recess.
Yes.
Perfect. Love it. So, and the second little nugget that I thought would be great for everyone or to hear from you, Tony, is your perspective on how unfortunate it is that these kids and a lot of these seniors that have worked so hard to get to this point, the idea of that ceremonial graduation may have changed. So you had an awesome perspective on that, which I think was perfect. So go ahead and share that with us.
Yeah, so I've heard from a few different students, one in particular that kind of like stood out with me, where it was just a moment where she was having trouble kind of navigating the fact that she's no longer going to be able to go walk across the stage after so many years of having to get through all these different obstacles. And the way I kind of like structure it with each of them is just kind of like helping them navigate around, just changing their perception of what they think a graduation ceremony should look like, as well as like just kind of like how you can build off of it. So like this is a negative right now for a lot of kids. It's going to be hard to kind of think about, but it is something where you can utilize it. You can utilize it for your future. So you can think of it as a learning experience. It's something where you're going to have to get through it now, and then it's something you can build off in the future. So it's like a resiliency kind of a thing. So like if you're able to work through it now, any kind of obstacles in the future is going to kind of benefit you. So if anything, you're actually getting something positive out of it in the future. Is going to just build your character a little bit more. Yeah,
it's true. I mean, obviously this is a really unfortunate period of time where a lot of people are going to lose those life events, where they're going to look a little bit differently, like you mentioned. But if you can take that perspective and be able to utilize that as a positive and give you a skill set that's going to better your ability to handle these things in the future, then it's unfortunate that there needs to be a silver lining found, but that definitely is one that that you can pull out of this. So, Tony, awesome! Thank you so much for hopping on. This was fun, and you stay safe and stay well. Okay.
All right, you as well. Thanks.
A virtual high five.
I know.
Boom. All right. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks.